Geronimo Stilton, Mice King's Attack of the Dragons. This calls for mint tea. We all headed to Loki Longsight's cave. Mousehild, supported by Sven, continued to sneeze and cough. Achoo! Achoo! Sven pounded on the door. Loki Longsight, you good-for-nothing fortune teller, open up. That's an order. So says Sven the Shouter, cried the Mice Kings. The door didn't open. Then a stone came flying through a slot in the door. The stone hit me right in the paw. Ouch! Then I noticed a piece of parchment tied around it. Geronimo, you're as weak as a baby herring, but you're a smarty mouse king, so read it to us, Sven ordered. I read out loud. The fortune teller will answer many questions, but only during the full moon. If it's not raining, each answer costs 1 wheel of Stenchberg cheese. Here's a little blurb about Loki Longsight, the fortune teller. Loki Longsight is the village fortune teller. We turn to him when we have questions, when we can't find something, when we're sick, and anytime we don't know what to do. This is what he looks like, and it says, I solve problems. There was more on the other side of the parchment. Buy 5 answers, get 1 free. Payment due in advance. Sven turned bright red. Loki Longsight, this is an emergency. Mousehild needs to get better right away so she can make us all some glue. After that outburst, the fortune teller threw another stone with parchment tied to it, then another, and another. I quickly gathered them up, reading the messages. What symptoms does the patient have? Spots on her nose, red ears, a green face, flat fur? Mousehild looked insulted. But before she could say anything, she sneezed again. Achoo! Achoo! These are her symptoms, I called out, sneezing, coughing, and a nose running like a raging river. The slot opened up again, and another stone flew out. The fortune teller has reached an answer. The patient has a Mice King cold. She just needs a little rest and a double layer of wool blankets. Now please pay the fortune teller. Sven started shouting again. Loki Longsight, you codfish face, we can't wait for this cold to pass on its own. He pounded on the door. We need a fast cure now. So says Sven the Shouter. So says Sven the Shouter, echoed the Mice Kings. Another note came through the slot. Smarty Mouse King, what does it say? Sven asked. He says to give him a minute, I replied. Sven frowned, but another note flew out a minute later. If you need to cure a cold, and you need to do it quickly, there's one cure to be told. Drink some wild mint tea. As soon as she heard this, Mousehild flung her rolling pin at her husband. You should have listened to your daughter, she said. Thora already told you her grandmother's remedy was the best. Sven shrugged. Fine then, he growled. Thora, run and make some tea for your mother. You don't understand, said Mousehild. Thora can't. Achoo! Mousehild wiped her nose. She can't make wild mint tea, she continued. Achoo! What do you mean? Sven the Shouter has ordered it, her husband said. I know, Mousehild replied, but wild mint tea is a summer plant. Achoo! It's been a bad cold season, and all of the dried mint in the village is gone. Achoo! Here's a little bit about wild mint. It says, taste as icy fresh as a glacier. One sniff will clear your nostrils. Use. It adds flavor to any food, and the Mice Kings believe it cures a cold. Characteristics. It grows only in the warm summer months. It can be dried to use in winter, but doesn't last long when there's a bad cold season.